The ancient Castle of Dramore had stood for more than 3 centuries, its towering stone walls guarding secrets long forgotten by humans. Deep within its lowest chamber, where torchlight barely dared to reach, a tiny dragon lay curled against the cold stone floor. His name was Ember. His silver scales were dulled by grief, their natural glow dimmed by sorrow. His cries echoed through the corridors, soft, broken sounds that carried the weight of unbearable loss. Even the bravest guards shuddered when they heard them. Julia pressed her mop against the floor, scrubbing in steady, familiar motions. For 15 years, she had served as the head janitor of Dramore Castle. She had cleaned every hall, every stairway, every hidden corner. She had learned to ignore the strange noises that sometimes drifted from below. But tonight was different. Tonight, the sound pierced straight through her practiced indifference. It was the cry of a child in pain. Her hands stilled. Without hesitation, Julia followed the sound down the spiral staircase, her steps careful against the worn stone. The castle's lord had forbidden anyone from entering the dragon's chamber. But Julia had never been good at obeying rules that conflicted with her heart. She reached the heavy oak door and pushed it open slowly. The hinges groaned in protest. What she saw stole her breath. A dragon no larger than a house cat sat alone in the center of the room. His small body trembled with every sob. His amber eyes, bright and intelligent, were overflowing with tears as they lifted to meet hers. "Oh, you poor thing," Julia whispered, kneeling despite every instinct warning her that dragons were dangerous, even small ones. Ember watched the human woman approach. In his short life of only 3 months, he had known just one companion, his twin brother, Ash. They had hatched together, slept curled around one another, and learned to breathe their first sparks of fire side by side. Yesterday, the castle's lord had taken Ash away, selling him to a traveling merchant who collected rare creatures. Ember had been deemed too small, too weak, not worth the trouble, so he was left behind, alone in the cold chamber, mourning the other half of his soul. Julia slowly extended her hand. "I won't hurt you," she said softly. "I promise." Ember did not pull away. Instead, he crawled forward and pressed his tiny head into her palm. His scales were warm, like sun-heated stone, and beneath them Julia felt the rapid flutter of his heart. "Mama?" A voice called from the doorway. "Mama, where are you?" Julia turned to see her son, Oscar, standing at the entrance. His 11-year-old frame was silhouetted by torchlight. His dark hair was messy, and his wide brown eyes were filled with worry. "Oscar, I told you to wait upstairs," Julia said, though there was no real scolding in her voice. "I heard crying," Oscar replied, stepping into the chamber. His gaze landed on Ember, and his concern shifted into pure wonder. Is that a dragon?" "Yes, sweetheart," Julia said gently. "A very sad dragon." Oscar approached slowly, fear giving way to curiosity. He had grown up inside the castle walls, hearing countless stories of fierce dragons and terrible battles. He had never imagined one could look so small, so broken. "Why is he crying?" Oscar asked, kneeling beside his mother. "I think he's lost someone," Julia said, stroking Ember's head. "Someone very important." Ember lifted his eyes to the boy and saw something achingly familiar. The same kindness, the same gentle curiosity Ash had once carried. Grief surged again, and he let out a soft, mournful whimper. Oscar's chest tightened. He understood that sound. His father had died 2 years earlier, leaving just him and his mother. He knew what it felt like to have a part of yourself torn away. Carefully, Oscar picked up the small dragon and held him against his chest. Ember stiffened for a moment, then relaxed, soothed by the warmth and the steady heartbeat beneath him. "It's okay," Oscar whispered. "I know what it's like to lose someone you love." Ember's cries faded into small, shaky breaths. "What happened to your brother?" Oscar asked quietly. Before Julia could answer, Ember shared something extraordinary. Images filled their minds. They saw Ash, identical to Ember but with smoke-colored scales. They saw the twins playing, sleeping curled together. Then they saw the moment the castle's lord dragged Ash away while Ember cried out in terror. Tears streamed down Oscar's face. "That's not fair," he said. "Brothers should stay together." He hugged Ember closer. An idea formed in Oscar's heart, wild, impossible, and absolutely right. "I lost my papa," Oscar said softly. "And you lost your brother." He hesitated, then met Ember's amber gaze. Maybe Maybe we could be brothers. I know I'm not a dragon, and you're not human. But that doesn't mean we can't be family. Ember went still. In dragon culture, brotherhood was sacred, whether born or chosen. Slowly, he lifted his head and pressed his forehead to Oscar's cheek. A dragon's gesture of trust and acceptance. Oscar laughed through his tears. We're brothers now, he declared. Julia watched with wonder and fear. She knew the castle's lord would never approve. But seeing her son smile for the first time since his father's death, she said nothing. We'll figure something out, she promised. Brothers stick together. From that night on, Oscar visited Ember every evening. He brought scraps of food, told stories, and shared the human world. Ember, in return, taught him dragon songs and how to see heat in the dark. Ember's scales slowly regained their silver shine. His cries faded, replaced by laughter echoing through the castle halls. When the Lord finally discovered them, he expected to separate them. Instead, he found a healthy dragon, loyal, strong, and fiercely bonded to a human boy. A deal was made. Oscar would become Ember's keeper. One day, Ember would protect the castle. It wasn't the future Julia had imagined, but watching them play together in the courtyard, she knew it was the right one. Two broken souls had found healing in each other. A human boy and a dragon baby. Brothers not by blood or species but by choice. And when Ember grew sad, thinking of Ash, Oscar would hold him close and whisper, I'm here, brother. I'm here. It was enough. It was everything. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.